Hey, beautiful souls, welcome. Namaste. Lovely to have you here. Just before we get going today, I'm just going to draw the card for the Facebook group chat for tomorrow night. For those of you that aren't aware, I go live in my Facebook group on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we have been using the Prima Materia as our focus for our discussions on Wednesday nights for the past few weeks. And yes, I'm just going to pull the card. I'm also got a couple of decks out here. I have been working with the energy of, well, I wrote in the description box below, just kind of focusing on the moon in Gemini and some of the difficulties with that lunar energy in Gemini, and I will read that out loud in a moment, but I'm just going to pull this focus card right now for the members of the Facebook group for our discussion this week. I also want to share something else with you about this deck. So today, and I don't know what to read into this, but today, many cuts have been from the top of the deck. The top of the deck. I'll talk about Seven of Cups in a minute, Andrew. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is our card for Wednesday night for the chat. Okay, so it's oxygen. And isn't that interesting that we had hydrogen last week? Now we have oxygen. Wow, that is a beautiful card. Okay, so that's for tomorrow's discussion. That's a very sexy card. All right, let's put that away. All right, so I'm going to read. So Andrew says, why Seven of Cups? Hello to Lydianne and Nina, Janine, Donna, Clara. Hello, Clara. Tamianne, welcome back. Andrew. Time for breath work. All right, so I'm just reading from the description box below. This is kind of where my head was as I was thinking about doing readings today. Gemini moon. I think Gemini moon is a great time for networking, right? It's a great time for us to work together, to be in partnership, in communication. So this next 2.5 days, just starting from this morning, is a great time to bring co-workers together for a common purpose. This 2.5 days would be a great time to have a brainstorming session. And I also want to say to make it social, to make it fun. And I just have this image of one. Oh, I was also going to talk about, I'm feeling a little scattered. I'm feeling very Seven of Cupsy. I'm going to hold this because I didn't finish my thought of this one. My son is he's a cusp. He's June 21st. He thrives in the social network. He has more friends and lifelong friends than it's really, really incredible. So this 2.5 days, how can we work to improve, strengthen our network, I want to work with the metaphor of the web. And we're going to look at the web in one of these 7 cards that are down here below, without getting overwhelmed, because I feel like, almost like this energy I'm feeling right now, there's a great deal of excitement in this communication. And so as I was contemplating this Gemini moon energy, what started to come into my mind was the 7 of Cups. And I don't know if I'm out there alone, bizarre, nanu kind of thing. This is from the Smoke, Ash, and Ember. I also have Druidcraft out. So I've got these 2 decks I'm going to work with today. And I know these are not airy decks. Well, maybe because dragons fly. This image came to mind. I feel like in networking, in getting in together in circles, while it feels supportive, it can be equally overwhelming. So I guess the question is how to navigate that, and use that for our growth. I think this is one of the most difficult cards in the tarot deck, the Seven of Cups. And I don't know why. Ooh, okay. Patricia's here. Hello, Patricia. Colleen, welcome. And it's a great question. Okay, so this is why I wanted to talk a little bit about the Seven of Cups. Why, if the 7 energy comes from this beautiful opportunity of the Chariot, which is Cancer, do we end up finding ourselves feeling overwhelmed? And how can we navigate this overwhelm? Now, 7 of Cups is not necessarily overwhelm. And I guess that's the feeling that I'm having about it right now. It can be illusion, it can be delusion, but it can also be a sense of dreaming and trusting that. And when I think of dreaming, I think of that airy energy of Gemini as well too. But there's just this, I'm not sure that I can articulate this well. And so this is the kind of energy I want to focus on today, is how can we better, and I don't want to use the word use, but work with, how can we find strength in these networks? How many of you, when you were at school, dreaded the group project? How many of you thrived in the group project and would much rather participate in the group project or the partner project than do the project on your own? This is kind of what I'm feeling here. And I'm sure you all know that situation where the teacher says, okay. And some of you are hands up, yay, can I pick my partner? And others of you are wanting to, to head out for a break because you dread that. Clara says, you can't really remember. And I still have a child at home, right? And been a mother for a long time. And those of you that are parents, you know this, the pressure of the group project. Okay. Anyway, this is just a preliminary discussion about this energy. And I pulled out all the 7s and 8s, but let's get to the readings and we'll see where this goes. This is the 7 of Pentacles in the Dragon deck. And it's very interesting that we have this web energy here. And I find that the 7s there's a fear in embracing the Chariot energy. I mean, look at this 7. This is a 7 of Swords in the Druidcraft. Look at that anguish, that angst. but there's light clouds out through the window, right? Is this what this perception is? This is perception. Okay, so that's one thought. That's one thought. And just kind of a preliminary mindset to go into these readings today. And then I wanted to also mention, so I was doing a science project with my daughter last night. And we were looking at the periodic table, and I pulled out the materia prima, and she had a good laugh with me. I mean, this vocabulary is a little beyond her vocabulary, but it was really, really fun. And so, yeah, I really like this deck. I've used it in quite a few different unexpected situations. For those of you that don't know, it's based on the periodic table. Okay. Are we ready? Are we ready? Great discussion you guys are having in the chat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put the cards back into the deck and give a shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I have also Roots and Wings, and we'll do 3 card readings today with Roots and Wings and the Dragon deck, Smoke, Ash, and Embers. And maybe these dragons will help us to get some clarity around all of this. And please know that you can ask whatever question you want to ask. But know that this theme may appear anywhere. You know what it is? There's an intelligence to their guidebooks. There really is. I'm just looking at Donna's comment. There's an intelligence. There's poetry. There's a comfort with language, and I love language. I love it when I'm challenged and there's a word that, wow, I haven't heard that since I was reading a university text. They're really, really good texts. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. That just gave me chills. That just gave me chills. Welcome. Aloha, Jonathan. Aloha. I really enjoyed that live earlier today, and Jonathan had a discussion with Ethany and Jamie and Zane, and they were talking about a deck that I don't have, and it starts with a P, and the name is going over my head right now. Really, really, really interesting. Anyway, I enjoyed the discussion so much. Thank you. If you're not subscribed to Jonathan's channel, make sure you do. He has some really interesting discussions with various deck creators. All right, so let us go to Tamian. So Tamian is looking for a general. Okay. Let us hold space for Tamian. And I'm going to do the oracle first, Tamian. I just feel like this will be a good place to start our discussion / reading. Don't you love it when readings are more like a discussion? I feel like readings open space. Readings open a window for us to gain perspective, knowledge, a new lens. I'm really looking forward to clearing my altar and setting it up for the equinox. All right, so this reading is for Tamian. Tammy. Okay, first card is humility. Thank you, Jonathan. I'm feeling something in connection with humility here. And can you also tie this into the discussion that we were having before the reading? There is a strength in our individuality, but there's also, I'm very intrigued with the light that is shining here. There's a softness to this card as well too. Okay, I need to, there's a bunch of messages that I really feel are flowing through here. I just want to speak to this. We are stronger together. And I think part of the humility is recognizing that our contribution to the network, our contribution to the team meeting, while it is amazing and super important, it is equally important to bow our heads and to be a good listener, and to, I think listening is also an important theme for this moon. In order to survive and to flourish in networking, in partnerships, we need to be awesome listeners. Hi, Diana. Okay. Yes, Claire, I'll get to your question. Happy birthday. All right, so let us carry on with Tamian's reading. Okay. So Tamian, let us know what's coming up for you here, okay? Tamian. Ten of Cups. And the Emperor. Okay. The greatness, the abundance, the power, the beautiful news, the joy, the all these amazing things that surround you at this time, no matter how small or how big, take time to acknowledge them, to count your blessings, to know that right now this is a beautiful time in your life. The sun is shining upon you, and you have tremendous strength to grow from this energy. And it is through your humility that you will be most effective. It is through honoring others that you will be most effective. It is through that wise glance, that supportive message that you send, that you will nurture the group and support the group. So whether this is family or your partners at work, be the gentle giant that leads humbly and honorably for the greater good. Beautiful. Hi, Amanda. Alrighty. I need to go back. So we are at Colleen. Colleen. I'll find your message. Colleen. Oh, okay. I would like a general as well, too. Okay. This reading is for Colleen. Let us all encircle her with love and light. And as we focus on the circle and the power of the circle, let us learn its lessons, deepen our understanding of its power. And how each little tug affects others. Have you ever played that game? This is a game that is often played as an icebreaker at a networking meeting. So you have a ball of yarn, and then one person starts with the ball of yarn, and then they throw it across the circle, and then the next person, and then they throw it, and you 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 keep throwing this until you have this web in between you. And it's such a beautiful exercise because we learn, or we can visually see how one little movement in the web affects everybody else. And we can see that interconnection. Okay. All right, Colleen, this is for you. I feel the stillness of this card, the silence. I feel the silence here. Those petals falling into the darkness, those petals falling into the abyss. What does it mean when, as each petal is dropped? It's so quiet. It's so quiet. Okay. Death. Letting go. The rose lets go of those petals without even thinking about it. The rose knows that the petals will fall. There's no resistance to allowing the petals to fall. We must allow ourselves to become bare. We must release in order to renew. And if I had the time, I would want to count the tines on those antlers. I feel like there's something significant with that. Nine of Pentacles. So the dragon and the Nine of Pentacles, there's a butterfly sitting on the pentacle that's in its mouth. The dragon is holding on to its tail. There is a snail in communion with the dragon, and there is an abundance of light that is coming down on the scene. I really like the snails in this deck. There's another snail in this card as well, too. Okay, so this card kind of mirrors the energy here. This is the Two of Swords. The dragon is lying down. I'm assuming that we cannot see the dragon's eyes. The dragon has a blindfold. Isn't that sweet? The dragon has a blindfold. Okay. I feel like we're carrying on with the energy of Tammy Ann's message. But yours is focusing on space and silence. And I feel like making space for silence. It's through making the space for silence that the light will shine through. It's like these two cards have an important connection. And this feels like A and B, step one, and then we were able to experience the transformation. Now, in the Nine of Pentacles card, in the Nine of Pentacles energy, like I said, this feels a lot like what was going on in the previous reading. There is much that surrounds us, and we can be overwhelmed with all that surrounds us. But one of the things that we tend to forget is that these are gifts from Spirit. These may be the gifts of our skills, the gifts of the talents that we share with others. These may be material objects, heirlooms, bountiful gardens. It can come, these blessings can come in many, many ways, but it is important to recognize these gifts and to honor these gifts. And for some reason, you're being asked to step back and to be quiet about this because there's feelings, emotions, something that is ready to be released. And only you know what that is. Okay, I think enough said. Hi, Heather. I'm not sure if I said hello to you. All right, let us turn to Andrew. That's wonderful. Thanks, Amanda. Okay. So, Andrew, so diligent. Can I have a reading for 1, my roots, 2, my wings, and 3, my integration? Okay. So for Andrew, I'm going to use the Oracle for the integration. I'm going to use the Tarot for the roots and wings. Okay. This reading is for Andrew, Well-Tempered Claire. And thank you all for standing in support and circle with everyone in the chat, in the group. Let us hold light and love around Andrew at this time. Okay. Roots, the Emperor. Wings, the Four of Wands. Four and four. Honoring what gives you wings. This is really beautiful. Like, I see this as a growing from foundation, a growing from the past, a growing from perhaps the male lineage of your ancestry. But in order to okay. So in order to fly, and again, this is all going to weave together. In order to fly, we need to let go. The magic of the fours and the stability of the fours can only be appreciated and integrated if we are willing to leave, to go out. And so what I'm looking at this Four of Wands card here, there is a sense of playfulness. There is a sense of I feel like a page of fire energy, even a knight of fire energy. There's a sense of doing whatever it is that we want to do in order to grow and to flourish and to expand. Can I say, like, stop thinking so much? Don't think so much. Just enjoy life as it is presented to you, but also explore things that are outside of your comfort zone. Right? It's like, there is a weight. There is a weight, there is a sadness that is associated with the roots. There may be an excessive level of responsibility that is associated with the roots. And so there may be a fear of rising above. There may be a fear of letting go of part of that. But what this second card feels, it's like you don't have to carry that for everyone always. It's okay to fly. And the theme continues. So as we adventure into risk, as we adventure outside of the box, outside of our comfort zone, we can feel a little raw. So to me, this is saying yes to something you wouldn't normally say yes to. And it is through that that you find a new sense, a new way of being. Okay, now I'm going to go to the chat. Great. Okay, Andrew says, I know exactly what you are talking about. Okay, cool. Okay, nice. And I'm just looking at this comment here. Andrew asked so many questions. I love your questions, Andrew. So what's going to happen on my channel? So right now on Tuesday mornings, I'm doing a Lenormand series. And then after the Lenormand series, some weeks down the road, we're going to do a Thoth series. And yes, Andrew, perhaps after Thoth, I will do Marseille. So yeah. But right now, let's focus on Lenormand and we'll carry on with that series, okay? So let's, oh my goodness, we should sing happy birthday to Clara. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. 36. May you be surrounded by magic and light and sparkles and love on this special day. Happy birthday. Okay. Great question. I love that. All right, so we'll start with the Oracle deck and then we'll weave together a birthday message for Clara. And we're going to focus on how to approach it as well, too. Okay. Seasons. There's our web. There's the circle. I'm sure some of you can feel the connection that this card is building in the story that we are creating here today. But one of the messages that I feel deeply, deeply in my heart, and I'm going back to the death card that came up in the previous reading for the Central Oracle card, and that is that all of the seasons of our life, all of the seasons that have come before, while they have died, and I use that in quotation marks, they are a part of who we are. And one of the beauties of getting older and older is this experience and this accumulation of seasons and amazing experiences that we have had. And so, Clara, really, I don't know if you heard the discussion in the Lenormand this morning, but I was talking about one of the beauties of the Queen of Hearts. That stork card is is embracing, is how comfortable she is in every season. So if there is this year a season that you don't enter into easily, that perhaps this turn around the sun is the one where you will find more ease in the challenging seasons. And I use the word season metaphorically as well too. And so embrace every moment, every day, every moment as an opportunity for growth. Queen of Pentacles and strength. This fits in so beautifully with the general theme of what's going on today. And this is about networking. It's about caring for others. And I don't know, okay, so call me crazy, Clara, but are you going to have a baby this year? Are you going to become part of a family this year, or is there more responsibility, or will there be? Is this a year where you will grow through the energy of family and connection? Your strength, your uh, inner, I feel like your inner resource, your inner resources are going to shine through in a new way. It's like I don't know if you have, like, this is an example, right? So you find a new partner and it's through the connection, not only with the partner, but with the family, that you find this new purpose, this new sense of being. I feel like this central card is very much, it's a wheel card. It's an invitation to grow and to expand freely and to honor just how amazing that you are. But make sure, not but, and make sure that you pause at the opportunities where your gift, your beautiful gift, is shown and shared with others. You will be nourishing and cooking and caring and uh, you will receive as much back as you give. So allow yourself to become a part of families, groups, organizations where you have things to share and to give, because it is in those opportunities where you will receive back even more than you give. Hmm. I wonder also if there would be an opportunity, and it might not be with children, but with the vulnerable. So there may be a the vulnerable. Sorry, I just have to let these messages come through as they come through. So it is with a vulnerable group. It is through your work with a vulnerable group that you will grow in strength. Mm. Okay. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Clara. Okay, let's go to Amanda. Andrew asked a really interesting question. And this one here, I feel that sometimes at the end of a session or the end of a day, well, it could be any time of day, really. I might be shuffling a deck, and I feel that. So even right now, as I shuffle this Roots and Wings deck, I am. I'm. It's not just. Yes, it is just paper and ink and some kind of coating. But it's so much more than that. It's an honoring of the trees. It's an honoring of so many things. And the energy that I put into my decks is from my heart through my hands. Sometimes there is a crystal placed on it. Sometimes there is smoke that is given. And I feel, Andrew, that I don't tend to sit with a deck for an extended period of time and give it Reiki. But what I do give my decks is love and care and attention, and yeah, they're well looked after. Yeah. So if anybody else wants to chime in, that's a really good question. But I want to go back to Swan Spirit. Okay. Now I've got to find you. The question was about your flat, right? I will find it. It wasn't that far up. Sorry for the silence. I will find it. I know it was just after Clara's question. So many good things. Here we go. Amanda. It's funny, I've been staring at this card the last few days. There are loved ones on the other side who are with you in this process. You are not alone. You are not alone, and don't forget, don't ever think that you are alone during this challenging time. Know that the feather that you find on your path today or over the next few days, or the one that you found yesterday, is encouragement from your loved ones on the other side. And that regardless of the outcome, they are standing with you. And so to remember to ask them for support and guidance. Connection. The gifts of connection. And the Knight of Pentacles. This feels really positive, very, very positive to me. So I need to reread your question. If the answer on this one isn't a yes, the one that is opening up to you is very close. And I feel as if in the flat, the neighbors are important. And I feel like this Lover's card, like the community of the flat is important. And the Knight of Pentacles here is deeply connected. The importance of the right flat trumps the one that's coming up next. So I think the message here is to check in with whether or not this new flat feels like home, that you're not desperately grabbing for the next one because you need to move, like there's an urgency. There is the perfect flat that is coming your way. And I think that's all that Spirit is saying here, is that it's really important to not rush into this if it's not the right one, right? So make sure you're listening to those little birds on your shoulder. Does that make sense? Okay, so the energy, I feel like this card is asking you to slow down. These cards, this reading is asking you to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And if you look at the mood, the messages of what's going on in the readings today, it's about understanding that you will find there is healing in connection. There is support and growth in connection. And so it's really important to be discerning in choosing the next flat. So if it doesn't feel right, don't move in. I don't think it's a matter of will I get it. I think there's something else. There's something bigger that's going on here. Okay. All right. Beautiful. How are we doing for time? We can do one more. Just scrolling through, looking at all your beautiful conversations. And Evelyn is here. Hello to Evelyn. Okay, we'll go to 17. 17 has a question. I do. I really feel so. So this is one of the things that's important to me when I am planning my Tuesday readings. There's a process. There's a process where I want to do. I want to do. I want to do due diligence so that all of the readings come together and tell a beautiful story. Because there's a reason that we're all gathered here today. And I know many of us gather regularly here on Tuesdays, but it's very special. It's very special. Yeah. So thank you for being a part of it. Okay. So Elizabeth, hello. I don't know if I said hello to you. Welcome. All right. This reading is for 17. Welcome, first of all. Lovely to have you here. Have a great day at work, Evelyn. All right, so again, 17, you're new here. You've asked a closed-ended question, and in order to understand this contract that is coming up for you. And this is a little bit like the question that that Swan Spirit asked. And there's a panic. There's a, that energy of, I need to get it. I need to get it. I need to get it kind of thing. And so I want you to take a big breath in and a big breath out. And to ask yourself if this contract is in your highest interest. Is this contract going to help you to grow as a human? Is this contract, is it in your highest interest? So what is it that we need to know about the energy of this contract? Okay. Because there's always more to it than simply yes or no. And the tarot doesn't deal well with yes or no. So just know that you're going to get much more information than yes or no. So let's hold space for 17. And let's get a feeling for this contract. I feel, it's an inner knowing card. What is the keyword? Inner vision. Feels a lot like an 8 of Wands card, kind of everything coming together. Perception is really important. So make sure that you are viewing the contract through discernment. The lens with which you view the contract is really important. And I want to say, from a legal perspective, to make sure that you have done your research. Okay. This is a meaty deck. It's a very meaty deck to shuffle. Not for somebody with little tiny hands. Isn't that interesting? So we get 8 of Swords. I feel like you need more information about the contract. Queen of Swords. Do you have all the information about the contract? I wonder. Well, Andrew, I use reading glasses all the time now, and I have for a long time. And I blame it on sewing. I blame it on staying awake late at night, working on costumes and things for the kids, sewing black thread on black velvet and things. I have no problem seeing in the distance. I'm a bit like the eagle. I also have a very good internal compass. I rarely get lost and turned around. Okay, so are you getting this? 17. I would suggest that you review the contract. Discernment is really, really important. Is this contract, I feel like everything I said beforehand is now showing up in the cards. Maybe get another opinion about the contract. And know that your inner wisdom is spot on. Right? So you can trust your inner wisdom, but if you are doubting that, make sure that you get a second opinion. This is all about insight, perception, and so forth. Okay? Much, much bigger than just the yes or no question. It's such an amazing, I don't know. I never ever get tired of doing this. I really don't. And I'm always amazed. How can one, after reading the tarot, Andrew says, ha ha, you don't look like you'd get lost. No, I never get lost. I got lost once, but I want to finish this sentence. Even this thought. How can one, after so many years of reading the tarot, still be in awe of the process? Right? And if you are new to this journey, know that it is ever growing and it's so amazing. It really, really is. The more you get to know your cards, the more you practice, read, practice, practice, practice. Do readings for friends, do readings for the neighbors, do readings for your dog. Seriously, the more you practice, it's so much fun. It really is. It's so much fun. I got lost once. In Bangkok. And this is the only time ever in my life that I got lost. And I actually feared for my life. But obviously I found my way back. I think it was it was really a scary. It was I I'd become a little wild and a little brave in how, because I was used to traveling. I was traveling on my own a lot through Asia, and I just became a little too confident. And so I think that was a lesson in humility when I got lost in Bangkok. Yeah. All right. So thank you. Thanks everybody for joining in today. And I'm just gonna paste this because I think this is um, an important question to reflect on again over the next couple of days. I don't know if it's all going to show up. It's a long, but maybe for some of you that are going through some challenges at this time, to go back to the readings and just kind of really listen to the thread of common messages that have come through today. Okay. So I wish you blessings for the rest of the week. And I'll see some of you in the Facebook group tomorrow night. I'll see some of you in class tonight. Tomorrow, what's happening? Tomorrow, we're coming to the close of our Hush Tarot study. So tomorrow, I'll be sharing with you 2 more of the suits. And yeah, so we have about 2 more weeks of the Hush Tarot. And I actually need to make an announcement. The next deep dive tarot deck that we're going to use is the Margaret Peterson. And if you don't have this and you're interested in doing a little bit of a tarot study with me, the next deck that we're gonna look at is the Margaret Peterson, and this is an amazing deck. And I'm actually going to give away a Margaret Peterson deck. I know you won't get it in time to study, but it's such a beautiful deck. I have an abundance of copies of this deck, so I will be giving one away as well too. Yeah, so beautiful. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Donna, very much. Goodbye, everybody. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.